welcome back. I thought I'd do an update as requested. I haven't done an update in a long time, so I thought I'd do one. It's 20 past 8 in the evening. Birds are all locked up, packed away. So the update was requested by a subscriber that got in touch with me on social media. He's one of the subscribers who's just started up, and he enjoys our videos. He's picked up a few tips, and we don't tell anybody what to do, but he's obviously picked up a few tips, and he's had his first race last weekend, and he comes second club in his first race, which is, really good. Well done to him. I believe his name's Mark. So, well done, Mark. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. So, he just wanted to see a video on our feeding regime. So, we've tweaked ours a little bit. Last year, we flew all our birds, on Energy Plus. All our birds were on Energy Plus, literally stock birds, Woodward hens, cocks, and young birds. They're all on Energy Plus. So this year we've tweaked it a little bit because we've changed clubs. I'll go through that with you in a second as well. More competition. So we thought we'd, try and improve. Everybody can improve in some aspect in pigeon racing. You can be a top flyer, but you always want to improve. So in front of me now, I've got the corn drums that we use. They're brilliant corn drums. I highly recommend these. I've got them literally off Amazon. Airtight, pest proof, insect proof. Brilliant to keep your corn in. So that one there is 130 gallons. That one there's 50, and that one there's 25. So, like I said, we tweaked it a bit. I mean, last year we did very well on the Energy Plus. We finished up highest prize winners in our old club. So I'll show you what we use. So in the big bin, the 130 gallon, I think it is, we've got the Energy Plus. It's getting dark, so I'll make this video as quick as I can. Pack full of fat, and there's also protein in it as well. I mean, a lot of flyers will say, oh, there's not enough protein in that mix. But there's plenty of protein in this mix. And I'll show you why. These little things here, soybeans, contain twice the amount of protein in one bean than a chickpea or a maple pea. Soya is corn, so vegetarians, obviously, they need a substitute for protein, which is in meats, and it's in corn. Soybean is corn. Okay. And another really good protein source in this mixture. They're little small things, and they're brilliant. Mung beans. Don't know if you can see that properly. That's a mung bean, and that is probably, I'd say, quarter, if less, the size of a pea or a bean that you use in a normal mix. We don't feed heavy mixes. We obviously, in distance racing, it all changes. You do feed a bit heavier, but we fly up to about, 260. Our furthest race this year, we didn't fly because we stopped flying about 3 races before the end of old bird season, was 321 mile. But that will do it, obviously. But as you get further on, you need more protein. For example, if you're flying North Road now, obviously it used to be channel racing, but that doesn't happen anymore. So I hope it does for the guys that do fly national. They will obviously increase the bean content. But anyway, that's the Energy Plus, and we've done well on that last year. But obviously, we'll tweak it a little bit. So we've got by the way, we don't use any British corn. We use Versalager or Van Robies. British corn is a lot dustier. It's not as clean as continental corn. So you've got your Countrywide and your gem. It's not as clean as your continental corn. It's what you can afford, obviously, but in every aspect of pigeon racing, you get what you pay for, right from clocks to birds to lofts to everything, and corn. So we try and give them as best corn as we can afford. So we use Versalager or Van Robies. So that's the Energy Plus. I'll keep the lids off for a minute. It has been pissing down with rain today, so it's just stopped a couple of hours ago, so I thought I'd get out and do an update. Jerry Plus. Now I know in the past we've said we don't feed maize, but we thought we'd tweak it a little bit. And this is Jerry. Again, very small seeds, and it also has a replacement for the peas. You got your soybeans, okay? And you also got your popcorn maize. Dogtooth maize is massive. It's huge, and it's not as easy to digest as the popcorn maize. Tiny maize, easier in the digestive system. Okay. And in bin number 3, Depurative. Now this is a Van Robies Depurative. It's the best Depurative we've ever used. It's lovely and clean, and it's excellent Depurative. As you can see, it's lovely and, well, it's just nice and clean corn. You know, some people might disagree and they still use the British stuff, but this is our, opinion. We don't use British corn because it's a lot dustier than the continental stuff. Okay, so what we'll do is, I'll take the lids off. So what we'll do is, when the young birds are weaned off and they're starting to, kit, exercise, for example, they will get 75% barley. Not barley, Depurative. You can use barley. If you want to buy straights, again, use the continental stuff. The continental corn is so much better. They'll get 75% Depurative, 25% Jerry, okay? Lovely corn. But when they start training, obviously, they're using more energy, using more muscle. Obviously, the muscles will take a long time to repair. Obviously, protein does that, but that will come into effect when you're using... there's obviously protein in that mix from the soybeans anyway. So carbohydrates, obviously sugars in that. They'll get 50-50 when they start training. So 50% Depurative, 50% barley, 50% Jerry Plus. That's what they'll get up until they start racing. And obviously, when they start racing, decrease the amount of Depurative. So we literally end up with about 10% when they start fully, when they're in peak season. They'll get about 10% Depurative on race, up until basketing. Now, the day before basketing, which for us is on a Friday, okay, we race on a Sunday down here, so basketing day is Saturday. So Friday, when they come home from training, they will have as much food as they want, but they will only get Energy Plus. Only get Energy Plus as much as they want until they, they don't want any more. And then the next day, they will get tight handfuls every couple of hours. So we'll go in the loft around about 8 o'clock in the morning. Our basketing is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So literally we've got 35 pigeons in there, 35 young ones. Okay, tight handfuls, literally like that. Just give it to them every couple of hours, say every 2-3 hours, whatever. Just literally give it to them like that, making sure that they're drinking as well. throughout the day, because you want them hydrated for the race. And if you do use supplements, I wouldn't give any supplements on a basketing night, because obviously if you're adding supplements to the drink, to the water, they won't drink as much. They won't. It's facts. They won't drink as much fluid if there's something in the water. We know that. We found that out. If you were to put 2 drinkers in your loft in there, you put one with supplements in and one with clean water, that clean water will all be drunk before they go on to the one with the supplements. They can smell it. They don't like the taste either, you know. They'll shake their heads as soon as they put their heads in the drinker. So fresh water, clean water, and that's it on basketing night. Basketing day. And literally handfuls of Energy Plus. Up until about 2 o'clock. They will not have a full crop, because all they're having is, you know, tight handfuls every couple of hours. So they are still digesting the food, but they've got enough fuel in the tank for the next day. We don't send pigeons to marking stations with a full crop, because obviously that increases the risk of them being sick in the transporter. Don't want that. Obviously it's not fair on other fanciers, and you don't want your pigeons chucking up fuel, because that's what it is. It's fuel. So literally tight handfuls out during the day up until an hour before basketing, making sure that the crop isn't massively packed. And obviously once you're given these little handfuls out to them like that, they're constantly going to be going to the drinker after that, you know, because pigeons will drink after they've eaten. We do feed Sneaky Mix as well. Sneaky Mix is made by Versalager also, and we'll do the same. We'll just mix it in with that. Sneaky Mix is a very similar mix to Energy Plus. It's just a lot smaller. Smaller grains, easier to digest, and just easier on the stomach. Obviously with bigger grains, it will take longer to digest, and sprint racing, you don't want them too heavy. So that's what we do. I mean, it's different for everybody else. You can do what you like. It's up to you. But that's what we do, and I hope it helps out, you know, people who, you know, want to do that sort of thing. I mean, like I said, everybody is different. Pigeon racing is diverse. Everybody does their own thing. We do our own thing. It doesn't mean it'll work for somebody else. But with Mark, in regards to your feeding, I think your feeding's bang on. Obviously, if you're coming second club in your first race, it's obviously not all down to food, to feeding. It's down to your management, your exercise, etc. But we think feeding has a lot to do with it. What you're feeding is fuel. For instance, I used to go to the gym a lot. I used to spend every day down the gym, and I would eat a lot of chicken, a lot of tuna, rice, etc., carbohydrates and protein. But if you're, you know, fat, if you were to go for a jog, you wouldn't have a big meal before you went for a jog. You'd probably have a granola bar or something, just to keep your energy levels up. It's the same with pigeons. It's the same with everything. You cannot run on a full stomach. And with, you know, you have a light snack or something before, it's not going to hurt. So there you go. That's what we do. Like I said, you don't have to take any advice, but I'm glad that somebody has, you know, well, I'm glad that everybody enjoys the videos I watch. But there you go, guys. As for the club, we've changed to a different club now, so we're flying a different club with more members, more competition, a lot more competition, and it's harder, obviously. So it's harder to be at the top spot. In our old bird racing, we was racing our old club, but we've resigned from there because obviously all the cheating that was going on, we didn't want to be a part of that anymore. The guy that was found cheating got banned for 10 years, and the guys that are still remaining at the club are standing by him still. So I just cannot see, we just don't want to be a part of that shit. So we've resigned. We've gone to a better club, more competition, and Yumbo season has already started. We've raced 1 race out of 3 because The transporter broke down in one of the races, and it's been bad weather. The race that we did send to, we got second club, second fed, fourth combine, so we're up there knocking already. And that club happens to have probably one of the best sprint runners in the country, which is John Angwin. He's probably got some of the best Dirk van der Valks in Europe. He's got the son of Kittel, he's got the son of Winnetou, he's got Rambo, he's got the son of Sagan, he's got daughters and sons of Pitbull, Rudy Van Reef, obviously, Den 2000, Queen Dirk. Like I said, if you just look at Angwin family pigeons, Google his pigeons and have a look. That's what we have to contend with every week. But we've beaten before, we can do it again. He's a brilliant fancer, he's a nice chap, top bloke. And you know, we've got to up our game to try and beat him more often, because at our old club obviously there was 5 fly members, but we finished up top flyers there last season. Amidst all that cheating that was going on in the club, we had a combine stolen off us, which we will be getting that diploma this year. We will have a presentation at the end of the season. We'll get that diploma, and everybody knows that we've won first combine down in the first 3 years that we started up. So not start up, restart up. So there you go, guys. That's the feeding done. So I hope that helps, Mark. But obviously, if you want to keep your feeding regime the way you want, if your pigeons are dipping in form or whatever, you look at what you're doing. But I don't think you're going far wrong at all. If your first race you come second club, well done to you. Shouts out to everybody on the channel. Shouts out to all the guys in the USA, Hamfly Kitbox, Tipplerman 266, B-Rod, Peter Raymond, Skywatchers, Hidden Hollow Lofts, Donville Lofts, Blessings Lofts, Red Star Lofts, Adrian P. Everybody in the USA, hope you're doing very well. And Joe at Motorside Lofts as well over here. High Flyers 18. We don't have any High Flyers anymore. They've all been taken by the Hawk. Every single one that we bred got taken by the Peregrine, so we will not be breeding them anymore. It's just, I don't see the point breeding pigeons that aren't quick enough to get away from them. It's just setting them up. It's just lambs to the slaughter, basically. They're so easy to pick off compared to the racers, so we will not be flying the tipplers anymore, or the high flyers, whatever they were. So sad, but that's the way it is. It's just peregrines down here out of control. So there you go, guys. I will do another update soon. Sorry I haven't done an update in a long time. Obviously been busy with work and racing the pigeons, but there you go, guys. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.